Barber.
Top of the morning, gang.
What up, though?
Thanks.
Introduce yourself to the people.
Black Mike the Barber, celebrity barber from Chicago, one and only. You already know.
Yes, sir. How long you been a barber?
I first picked up my first pair of clippers when I was 12 years old. Actually, my pops was supposed to cut my hair for picture day, and he was smoking some crack somewhere, doing some shit, you know, like most of our pops, you know what I'm saying, back in that era. He wasn't able to cut my hair due to him doing his own thing. I went in the bathroom at the crib, took his clippers, cut my own shit. Went to school the next day for picture day. Everybody was like, man, what barbershop you went to? You know, I'm like, nigga, I did this. You know what I'm saying?
First time.
First time. And people didn't believe me. That was actually in Parkway Gardens. I'm not from Parkway Gardens, but I grew up in Parkway Gardens, known as O Block now. Graduated from Dulles, the elementary school right there. But when I went to school to take pictures that next day, after cutting my shit the night before, everybody loved it. And then the rest is history. I started cutting everybody hair in the projects. You know, back in my hood, 87th Street, started cutting everybody hair. I was literally 12 years old, walking through my neighborhood with a book bag.
What would you charge you back then?
Shit, whatever I could get. You know what I'm saying? It was like $5. Yeah, but I was at this age. I probably was around 14. You know what I'm saying? Once it really got to, you know, people. You know, I had a client a day at least. I was about 14. I get $5 to $10. You know, and then as I got older, 15, 16. Then now here come the street niggas, all my guys, all my homies. You know, and then it probably went up to $15 to $20. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
You know. But yeah, I've been cutting well over 20 years.
What's the ticket right now?
I'm 34. Huh?
What's the ticket right now for a haircut?
You can't see me unless it's $100.
At least $100.
At least, yeah, you can't see me. Like, I don't even want to talk. Like, if you text me, and it seemed like you on some $20 shit, I ain't cut hair for $20 in a long fucking time. And to be honest, this ain't no knock to no other barbers, but if you cutting hair for $20, I don't even know how you surviving in the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right now.
Potato chips is $100. I mean, $1. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a style. Oh, they selling niggas.
Potato chips is a quarter bag of chips is $1. You know, so I don't even understand it. So I don't even do no argue with no niggas or nothing. This shit $100, bro. Whether you feel like I'm good at it or not, it's gonna be another nigga that's gonna pay that $100 that's gonna feel like I'm the best.
No, you definitely going crazy. I've seen some good clientele on your list.
For sure.
Who was your first high-profile client?
First high profile, Lil Bow Wow.
Okay, that's what's up. When was that?
Bow Wow. I want to say about 2016, maybe. I came home in 2014.
Came home?
Yeah, I went to jail in 2007 for attempted murder, and then I came home in 2014. So about 2016, I got a cousin that's a stylist. His name is Carlton. A lot of people know him in Chicago. He's a celebrity stylist. That's my cousin. But when he does photo shoots with these celebrities, him being a good dude in my family, he like, man, you know, he put me on. You know what I'm saying? He like, man, whatever celebrity he get, he called me. Hey, he'll make sure that they don't got a haircut. You know what I'm saying? Hey, don't get your haircut. I don't give a fuck if you coming from out of town. I don't care if you coming from your hometown or don't get your haircut. Get your haircut when you get here. You know what I mean? And that's how it's been. Like, so Bow Wow was the first one. You got Corey Hardrick. You got Lil Scrappy, Jacob Lattimore, my boy from the Chi. Cut him all the time. It's a bunch of people. Polo G. Any rapper you could damn near name from Chicago I didn't work with, you know.
Yes, sir. You definitely going crazy. I didn't know you had an extensive list like that. I did see, you know, you doing your shit, but I didn't know you went through all the names like that.
Yeah. I be trying to be humble, man, and I'm finna stop that shit though. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie to you.
We from the same era pretty much to where we don't brag. We ain't trying to be, you know, this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
It's how your shit.
I post sometimes. I post. There's a lot of shit that I don't post too though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't be trying to cloud up. I be trying to really get it off the work I've been doing this shit 20 years. Because there's a lot of barbers in the game right now that work these movie sets, that work that travel with these other rappers and shit with they ass, bro. You know what I mean? They ass. So I don't be trying to. Then a lot of shit be political, and I know that. And I don't let politics all the time run my business. You know what I mean? So I don't try to force shit in people's face because of who the person is I just worked with. You know. And I can't, not to cut you off, I can't forget Matt Forte. Bears running back, Chicago Bears running back, a legend. You know what I'm saying? A legend. He did 9 seasons as a running back with the Chicago Bears.
Forte.
Matt Forte, that's my big bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't did shit for me outside of coming to get his haircut. You know what I mean? So he probably would be my number one. You know what I'm saying? Out of everybody. These rappers and all them niggas be capped, bro. I ain't gonna lie. They ain't consistent with their shit, bro. They want you when they want you. You know what I'm saying? When
that's
they need
part of that new gang shit you talking about.
Exactly. The loyalty. The loyalty.
Yeah, it's not there. These are all youngins. Like,
yeah. They don't even trust their own niggas, let alone, you know what I mean? Yeah. Bringing me in as a barber to join your team, you know what I mean? They don't even trust their own guys around.
Motherfucker hit you when they
I get it.
But like you say, it's the new game because most rappers, they not born in the 80s. We born in the 80s. They born in the 90s, probably even late 90s, you know?
It's different.
And loyalty was not there. You was taught, be loyal. You was taught not to say too much, not to do too much. Exactly. That's why we more humble with it.
Exactly.
Motherfucker ain't trying to put on blast all this active. Now you want to dig deeper. You may know something about me I don't want you to know.
Exactly.
You said something.
Not even knowing, though, that I'm a grown-ass man. I don't give a fuck about nothing that you got. I'm a businessman. Yes, you know what I mean? I'm here for business. You know what I'm saying? Like now, if it gets to a different type of relationship along the way, which it has, like people with Matt Forte and Tay 600, and you know what I mean, a couple other people that I fuck with kind of tough. If it gets there, then it gets there naturally, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, I be there for business, you know what I'm saying? And that's what these kids don't be understanding, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not here to be no groupie. I'm not here to cloud up off you. I'm not here to get backstage with you and none of that shit. I would love to, because that's how I'm a network and fuck with other artists and get to other artists.
But my main reason for talking to you isn't that.
No, it's for business and it's for this money, because I got bills to pay. Yeah. I got a son to raise. I got mortgage, car note.
Ain't gonna do nothing with that.
Exactly. Cloud ain't gonna pay for shit.
You said something a little earlier. I ain't want to step too far past that. You said you came home. You said from 2007 to 2014. That's 7 years.
Yeah.
What was that situation about?
So, running the streets in my neighborhood, 87 in Ashland. You know, that's my hood. I've been born and raised around there. My granny been living in the same house 50 plus years. My daddy was raised in the same house. I'm original from that area. You know what I'm saying? But I got into a lot of shit running with my people at a young age, and I went to prison for some shit I ain't even do. You know what I'm saying? One of my guys. Now, I was a hothead at the time. I had a name at the time. I was Lil Mike. I wasn't Black Mike. Black Mike is the barber. Lil Mike was the nigga from the streets. You know what I'm saying? Running with the wrong people, got into some shit. Some of my guys ended up doing some shit. I wasn't even nowhere near around. I wasn't even at the scene. And once the shit happened, people got to talking and my name came up. Hearsay. They call it hearsay. Mm-hmm. My name came up. I ran from the situation because I'm a street nigga at the time. I ain't turning myself in for some shit I ain't do. Y'all gotta come get me. You know what I'm saying? And they came and got me and I ain't never get out. I ain't get out.
No bond or nothing, just straight 7.
Well, the bond was too high. You know, nigga ain't had no bread then. You know what I'm saying? I had lawyer money. You know, people, my family, and you know, they took care of me as far as the lawyer go, and had a good mouthpiece. You know, because I probably technically would have got more time than I did, but by being my first offense and having a good lawyer. Herb Goldberg, everybody know Goldberg, you know what I'm saying? the Goldberg.
Took care of it.
So my family paid a real bag, you know what I'm saying, to even be able to fight it, go to trial, and not get as much time as I did, you know what I'm saying? But I went to jail for 7 years. for attempted murder. All the people just pointing me out, saying I did it and I didn't do it or whatever. I sat down for that little time, and then as I'm sitting down, I'm just predicting my future. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to plan my future. You know what I'm saying? I knew I wanted to cut hair because even when I went to the joint, it was like the same results. You know what I'm saying? Even with bullshit clippers off commissary, it's the same result. Everybody like, man, bro, you had to been doing this in the streets, or even if you wasn't, you need to go home. When you go home and cut hair, nigga, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of people didn't know that I had a long background of cutting hair already from before I went to jail. So that's how I even became, a celebrity barber, just planning and just manifesting and just watching TV shows, watching certain, sports events and shit like that, and noticing that the people with the most money be having the worst fucking haircuts. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all got the most money with the worst haircuts, so why not target that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why not target that? Like, I've been cutting hair since I was 12. A lot of people don't start that young, so why not? I done hit the dope boys. I done hit the certain people with the certain money. I done hit the certain, okay, now it's the time to, and then not even just that. I wanted to get away from them type of dudes. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to get around more professional environments and more professional people and more people who got real stuff going on versus just the streets. You know what I'm saying? So I targeted those type of people.
So that's one thing I did want to bring up because you did bring up that you cut Take 600 at Polo GF and a few other people here. A lot of people from our city are known for gang affiliation. Mm-hmm. Does that limit your clientele? Like, let's say if you work with,
I'm smart. I'm 34 years old. I ain't 24. You know what I mean? So it's a difference. It's a difference. And then not even just that, because 34 ain't that old. But I've been in the streets young. You know what I mean? So I'm smart. I can read. I can see, certain situations before they even happening. You know what I mean? So if I feel like you a client that I don't need to be around, I'm gonna ease myself away. You know what I'm saying? Like I did before. Like Lil Zay was my man's. Like, he's still my man's. Matter of fact, free Lil Zay too. I want to say that, man. Free Zay, man. Free gang. That's my boy. But there was a lot of people that he had around him that I didn't rock with. You know what I mean? And I was cutting his hair before he even got on. You know what I mean? Before he got his deal, everything. I was cutting his hair, but sometimes you get around these rappers and they have people around them that'll hinder y'all relationship. You feel me? In a sense. So it'd be like, let's just say, for example, this dude that hang with such and such might not be able to pay for a $100 haircut.
Right.
You know what I mean? He just around. He might not be able to pay for a $100 haircut. But I'm the type of nigga that you give me $100 a couple times, you know what I mean? You respect my price a little bit, a couple times, I'll rock with you. But then you got certain people, that may not honor that. They might just think like, oh, you fuck with him. You know what I mean? Or you rock with him. You don't fuck with me. No, it ain't that I don't fuck with you. I want my money. I want my worth. You know what I'm saying? So it has been times, to answer your question, it has been times that I had to like distance myself from a lot of rappers because they had other shit going on. And it wasn't even about no op shit. You know what I'm saying? It was about the people around them. You know what I'm saying?
The bad energy.
That's around them, yeah. And being a celebrity barber in Chicago, like, that's the worst. You know what I'm saying? That's the, like, you can, for example, like Zach TV, all these other people that probably they lost their lives and all that shit up because of fucking with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's a difference because I know how to move. You know what I'm saying? I know how to move. I'm a grown-ass man. I've been moving smart. I don't have niggas in the car with me. I don't take my people around them. You know what I mean? I go with this briefcase right here. And my pipe sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And I just pray on it. You know? But and then I had to realize too, like, man, I'm a convicted felon. I gotta learn how to move even better, even without my joints. So I gotta just cut people off gracefully. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just gotta, hey, bro, this is not what I can do no more. It ain't nothing against you. It's just not what I can do no more because I feel like I'm gonna go back to jail, or I'm gonna end up doing something. You gonna end up doing something to me. You know what I'm saying?
Either way, I don't need that around.
Either way, I don't need the energy. Yeah. And it's some rappers in Chicago that's like that. That I don't, you know, they might feel some type of way, but it ain't even nothing personal. It's personal with me because I got a child to raise. I got to get back home to. You're not finna try to rob me for my barber money, for my couple thousand in my pocket. You're not finna try to hold me because I won't cut your hair for $30. Get you some money, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Get your money up. You feel me?
You definitely brought up a good point. You got a son, and mostly everybody in the city got kids. You know, at this point. And
I take care of mine though.
Real shit though. I definitely pay attention to that part, and that's one reason why I wanted to hit you up, because you are the role model in that sense.
Appreciate
a lot of people come from where we come from and keep perpetuating that negativity. You know what I mean? These are adults, they got kids too, and it's like, do you want your child to walk down that same path? I understand that you may be quote unquote successful in your eyes, but the reason you're successful because pressure exposes that character.
Fact.
Do you really want your kid to go through all that pressure? Maybe they don't got the same kind of character you got because pressure exposes it. They don't create it.
Nah, hell no, I don't want my son to go through that type of pressure. That was your question, right? That's why I'm building a platform now for him, so he won't have to go through that type of pressure. Now, on his own, just becoming an adult, whenever that is, you know, he only 5 right now, but he's still gonna have to endure his own pressure. You know what I'm saying? Without me being around, as just becoming a man and a young man. But right now, at this age, he ain't got to go through shit. You know what I'm saying? And his kids he's 5. His kids that went through a lot of bullshit at a young age. You know, at 5 all the way up to, you know, that endure a whole bunch of that, see a whole bunch of shit, see violence, see killings, see the wrong shit. You know what I mean? My son don't got to see none of that. I ain't gonna allow him to see it.
A lot of us who grew up in that, we moved that way, and that's from the city. We don't want our kids to keep going through that, and that's why we don't perpetuate that.
Right.
But there's some folks who, I don't know, either they numb, whatever it is, it's like they walk their kids right up into it. You know what I mean?
Because they still glorify that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
why do you think they still glorify it?
Because nowadays, well, it ain't even nowadays. It's the beginning of the time. Drama, just overly, what could I say? Overly exposing the bullshit, the bad, whether it's sexual, whether it's violence, whether it's whatever. That's the shit that people watch and people attentive to most of the time. You know what I mean? And some people don't know how to separate that shit from teaching. You know what I mean? Like, you can teach your kid shit. You can show your kid what you went through. You know, but it's still certain amount of teaching that you supposed to expose them to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like my son, I teach him. I show him some of the bad. You know what I mean? I explain to him some of the bad. But most of the time, it's all about the good. You know what I mean? And what life should be versus what I went through. You know what I mean?
So, are you and his mom still together?
No. Actually, we just broke up recently. Yeah.
My bad.
And no, it's all good, but I just feel like in certain situations and certain people's, I like to say I'm ununderstood. Is that
Understood?
No. I'm not understood.
Okay.
Put it like that. Because of the shit that I went through. You know what I mean? And because of the shit that I've been through in life. A lot of shit people just don't understand. You know what I mean? The way I carry myself and the way I speak on things and the way I see things planning out. You know what I mean? So that was just our situation. You know, it ain't no hard feelings or nothing. You know, she doing her thing, I'm doing my thing, but we gonna make sure our son is straight no matter what. You know?
That's the most important thing. A lot of times, I don't really see that. Like we were saying before, as far as people want to push out the negative or want to party or whatever the case may be and not really lead their kid down the right path.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people can't see the 20, 30 years from now what it's going to do.
Right.
The reason you acting the way you acting because somebody did something a certain way when you were young.
Right.
Get that child a more stable land to walk on. That way by the time he's 34, 35 years old, he's a millionaire barber or whatever other path that he want to go. And I really don't see a lot of us giving our kids that. Maybe they just don't see it or understand the damage or the benefit that will come to like getting out of the quote unquote street shit.
Like my son got his own podcast. You know, I went and spent damn near like $7,000 on equipment just to prepare him for it. Now he doing a little shit now, but he's not all the way ready. But I see it. You know what I mean? And that's what we didn't probably have as kids. It's you know, parents that'll just go spin that bag, get you together, hold the shit. You know what I mean? I got the whole setup at the crib, but I'm holding it until he's actually, so I won't have to coerce him so much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but my plan is for him to make a fucking $1 million off this shit by the time he, you know what I'm saying? By the time he 10. That's 5 more years from now. He's 5. You know what I mean? And he's advanced already. You know, so I'm just really, everything I do, bro, it don't even be for me. Like, I can literally live off $100 haircuts right now good. You know what I mean? Like, I can live great off that shit. You know what I'm saying? I have 10, 15 people a day at the shop. Now, at the shop, it's $50. But when people say pull up to my house and all that type of stuff, which is all the time, every day, 2-3 times a day sometimes, that's where I make my extra money at. You know what I mean? That's why that's how I'm able to look good, able to provide for my son, able to drive a nice car, able to do the nice things I do. You know what I mean? But it's not for me. It's really building relationships with you, with other people, that music executives and other people that I rock with super tough. I'm building those relationships for my son's foundation, not me. I'm straight. You feel me? Like I'm good. You know what I mean? I can cut hair for forever until I retire and be straight. I want to see my son winning, man. I want him to be 10 and be like, nigga, your daddy was Black Mike. Oh, come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was a good nigga. You know what I'm saying? Me and him been tight for years. He never crossed me for 15, 20 years. Oh, you need this opportunity? That's your daddy? Come on. That's what we didn't have.
A lot in common in that essence, because that's what you just said is what I say to people. I got some interviews coming out, and you're gonna hear what you just said to me saying it to them. The reason why I do what I do, like, man, we come from where we come from. We come from not having nothing, so I don't need nothing. I'm straight, but we gonna go. But we gonna go get it. I'm straight. The relationships I create right now is for 20, 30, 40 years from now.
Exactly.
My son, my daughter, my grandkids.
Exactly.
And the more and more we not thinking about longevity, the more and more we think about instant gratification, we're selling them short.
Yeah.
You're gonna enjoy the bottle, the party, the girl, tonight, Friday.
Yeah.
But after it's over.
I'm glad you said all that, because I was going to make a point too. I'm glad you said all that, because I got family and friends close to me that, you know, that may not see my vision. You know what I mean? They like, oh, nigga, you just living, you just eating, you just, you know, you on your high horse, you on your, but a nigga gotta have some fun, you know what I'm saying, in the process. But the main goal, you gotta focus and stick to the main goal. The main goal is for everybody else that don't got the opportunity, or that don't got the hands I got. You know what I mean? These $1 million motherfucking hands. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes, sir.
These are $1 million little bitty ass ugly hands. You feel me? Like,
talk your shit.
You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I feel. I'm passionate about that shit, and I feel like that shit'll make a way for my son, my closest homies, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, my baby mama, everybody. You know what I'm saying? It'll make a way for all of them. You know what I'm saying? If I just do it the right way. But during the process, it'll look like you look good, you dressing nice, and you know, you fucking bitches, and yeah, all that shit comes with the process. If you don't understand the process, then you gonna have negative shit to say.
A lot of motherfuckers is searching for, let me fuck the bitches, let me have the party. But the people who gonna last long, the real longevity gonna come from the niggas who ain't searching for that. We searching for the...
Or the ones that is in their heart, you know what I mean? Like,
in their heart for real.
You know, don't get me wrong, niggas out here searching for bitches and all that type of shit, but that's not the focus. You know what I'm saying? Of course, if I'm at the club at night, yeah, of course, you know what I'm saying, I wouldn't mind coming up off no new ass, you know what I'm saying? But that ain't my sole focus. Guess what my sole focus is? I don't care if I lay up with you. If I get a new female and I lay up with her to 5 in the fucking morning, and anybody that ever worked with me any of my guys or any of my co-workers that ever work with me will tell you. If I'm laid up to 5, 6 in the morning, if I gotta be at the shop at 8 o'clock, I'm there.
Yes, sir.
Because that's my focus. That's what my goal is. That's what my real. I don't give a fuck about you. My goal and my focus is cutting head, making this bread, and building these relationships, and continue to get better at what I do.
And as long as you ain't no distraction, you can stand alongside me.
Yeah.
You can get
As long as you ain't. Once I see you a distraction, it's over with. Now, if I lay up with your ass till 5 in the morning and you holding me like, no, don't go to work. Call off. Tell your clients you can't come. Then your ass gotta go.
Yeah, you cooked at this point.
Cooked because now, bitch, I just paid $300 for this room for a few hours. You know what I mean? Like,
I need that back.
I need that back.
And the time.
You ain't rocking with me.
The time I just used, I need the money I just spent, and I need to make something off my time I just wasted.
Exactly. So I'm at the point now too where I don't even, you know, you got it's you know, we do what we do and then you gotta go.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because my focus is my career, you know what I mean? But niggas still got needs and niggas still got, you know, but my focus is my career.
Yes, you noted on something as far as like how we were raised back in the day, how it's different now. Were you raised with your mom and father?
No, I wasn't. Actually, I wasn't raised with my mother. My mother gave me and my little brother to my dad, and which is a reason why I feel like I'm a good father and my little brother a good father too. He just had a baby.
Congratulations.
For like 6 months. My father raised us up until he started getting super bad on drugs and all that type of stuff, and then his mother took over. You know what I mean? And that was like our teenage years, you know, or whatever. But yeah, I wasn't. My mom locked up right now.
Oh, I'm
She
sorry.
been on drugs forever. You know what I mean? She locked up right now. My father passed from a drug overdose.
I'm sorry. Rest in
You know what I'm saying? You know. Yeah. So I feel like I like to say. I like to feel like I had a good upbringing because my grandma is old school. You know what I mean? She real old school. She made us clean the floors and you know what I'm saying?
Get on your shit, yeah.
That type of shit, you know what I mean? You know, certain stuff I still don't do around my grandma. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
Like,
Respect. Yes, sir.
just because, and that's the difference too between our era and these new little niggas.
And that's why I brought that up, because like, one thing you just said, like certain things you still don't do around your grandma. Like, I wouldn't, I still don't curse around, you know, my mama, my grandma, and them.
I wouldn't smoke around kids. I don't curse around. It's certain things I don't do. It's how we work, how we was raised. Nowadays, there's no holds barred.
Nah.
These kids is just whatever.
Boy, I be going to some of these rappers' house. I ain't never gonna say no names, but I be going to some of these rappers' crib. They be, hey, pull up to Granny crib. Nigga, they got 7 niggas in there. All of them got pipes. They smoking in the living room. Like, and I'm like, damn. I'm like, this would never go on in my granny crib back in 2007. You know what I'm saying? 2006. Like, we hiding this shit. We in the basement. We at granny crib doing this, but we hiding it.
Exactly.
She come downstairs. We fanning. We squared away. Hey, Miss Woods. You know what I'm saying? Like, respect. Like, it's not that no more. You know what I'm saying? It's not that at all no more, bro.
Do you think that it'll ever get to a point to where things are back good in Chicago? Or were they ever good in Chicago, really?
Yeah, it was good. It was structured. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't no women getting killed and kids getting killed and all that. Like every blue moon, of course, accidents happen, and, you know, but for the most part, it was structured. Yeah, it was good in Chicago, and it's still good in Chicago. You know what I mean? I don't feel like this is the worst city in the world. I feel like we got the ignorant kids and the wrong shorties coming up. You know what I mean? But that's part of my goal. I do a lot of speaking at schools, and I like to focus on elementary school versus high school. High school is a little tougher because you got to really chastise them kids. You know what I mean? They already got a pipe on them right there in school. You know what I'm saying?
Something earlier that's real though. Like a lot of kids growing up, they're experiencing certain things, and then it's coming out of them in another way. If you 5 years old and you seeing all this traumatic stuff, like you don't know how to intellectualize it at 5.
Exactly.
All you know is it hurt.
Right.
You know, and now you at school and this teacher trying to tell you ABC.
Yeah.
Bitch, if you don't, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
I don't even use that word at all. I apologize.
Yeah.
But
I don't either.
but just for emphasis.
When you passionate about something, I get it. Yeah.
And like you 5 years old and you just was in a raid at your crib, or you just seen somebody get shot,
or your daddy been in jail. You know what I'm saying? You this is how you know your daddy going to the county, looking at him behind a wall or behind a glass. You know what I'm saying?
All the disrespectful steps you got to
go through, searching and check my drawers, and you know what I mean. Shit, no kid have to go through that. That's what we don't think about. You know, we don't think about that type of shit. Like you think we could be selfish. You know, to an extent, when we run the streets and doing nothing we don't got, we don't supposed to be doing. We could be selfish because we're not thinking about what we putting our granny through. We're not thinking about if you got a kid, what you putting them through. You know what I mean? And I didn't think about that at all. When I got locked up, my grandma, it was the most stressful times of her life. You know what I'm saying? My sister, I was with my sister while they said what I was doing was going on. I was with my sister on the whole other side of town. And that put her through an emotional, you know what I'm saying, state like, damn, I know my brother ain't do that shit. He shouldn't have to suffer for this shit. You know what I'm saying? But it took me the first 3 years, man, I was stressing, fighting all the time, you know what I mean, mad at my guys because they probably didn't do what I felt like they should have did, you know what I'm saying? But after so long, you got to just sit back and realize, like, it's consequences for everything. You just never know what the consequences is going to be. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was running the streets. I didn't pop a couple motherfuckers before. You know what I'm saying? Like, I done done shit that I had no business doing. I just never felt like I would go to jail for something I ain't do. But at the same time, when I use my situation, and I use the term fortunately, unfortunately, that means I got some good out of a bad situation. You know what I mean? Like, I really got some good out of a bad situation. You know?
That shows your character, because a lot of people will see, just like we were saying with everything, you'll see your opportunity with like to party. Not you, but a person will see the opportunity to like to party. You see your opportunity to like to elevate things.
Yeah.
So that situation that happened, it could be looked at as a negative thing, but you look at it as an opportunity. Same, I've been in and out a few times. You went in 07. You got an R number, I know it.
Yeah.
I got an R number.
R73296. R73296. Look me up.
Same time. Both of us sit on the same side.
Ain't no snitching on my background. Ain't no rape. Ain't none of that. It's the real street nigga shit. You know what I'm saying? Turn to a professional celebrity bar.
As it should be. But like, you see that as an opportunity, and that's what's, to me, that's what separates a person who gonna have a quick stint, somebody who gonna have a long-term, you know, successful career in this stuff. If you seeing it as, okay, man, it's messed up. I done messed up so many times with this camera. I legit taught myself everything. I knew nothing about that.
I'm teaching myself right now for myself too.
You feel me?
For sure. So I get
it. I taught myself everything. I done lost so much. I done messed up so much. But I ain't looking at, oh man, I should turn around right now. I looked at it like, damn, I paid for that lesson. I paid for that lesson. And before you know it, it all comes back. Now you getting at least $100 a cut.
Yeah.
You could have looked at it when you was 12. Oh, I need a haircut, and oh damn, I'm gonna have a fucked up haircut tomorrow. Yeah. You ain't look at it like at that 12. You looked at, I need a haircut. Let me take care of this.
It's a blessing to and I feel like, you know, just being power driven, I guess you could say, for lack of a better term. Like, once I feel like anything I do, once I feel like somebody give me some type of respect for it or attention for it and it's positive, just gotta go with it. You know what I mean? Like, even with the speaking at the schools that I do sometimes, like, I never really was a super outspoken person, and people that, you know, but everybody tell me all the time, like, nigga, you got a story to tell. You know what I mean? Like, you got a story to tell that need to be told. You know, so that little shit gives me the drive to just, you know, to just keep going, basically. You know,
you definitely got a story to tell. I think a lot of us in our city, that's what makes Chicago such a special place. All of us, we got so many epic movie-ass situations.
Yeah. We our own enemy. We our own worst enemy. It's so much like anybody that shoot videos or film podcasts or photography, we all got the same fucking goal. We all got the same goal. I don't care if you're a model. I don't care if you're a barber, a hairstylist. if you are independent, if you have your own business and run your own business, we all got the same fucking goals. But our problem is, I don't want you as a barber to outshine me. You know what I mean?
I call it the
or
Michael
I don't want
Jordan
you
syndrome.
as the who?
The Michael Jordan syndrome. You see how Mike ran Chicago in a sense? It wasn't the Bulls. It was Mike.
Yeah.
People ain't looking at like the Bulls did this. People look like Mike did this. Yeah, the Bulls did it secondary, but Mike did it first. And all of us want to be Mike versus being the Bulls. I do work with like a lot
Or being pimping.
Or being pimping.
I could have, like, I'm the type of nigga I don't mind being pimping.
I'd be crew coach. I would be the water boy.
You know what I'm
Get
saying?
that ring, and
We all get in the same ring. We all get the same goal.
It's what I'm seeing here is like you say, ain't nobody willing to band together. I do videos and I do shows with people. Like, let's say if somebody book an art in Chicago, somebody will contact me, and as soon as I get there, I'm trying to reach out to the other videographers. Like, look, let's come together to make one video.
Exactly.
Instead of I make one, you make one, you make one.
Exactly.
You probably got the coldest angle. I probably have the coldest camera.
And the same with me. Like when I go do back to school events, I do back to school events every year, like 4 or 5 of them before the school year start. And I could go and be the nigga like, yeah, I'm fresh, clean, I'm cutting everybody, I'm lacing everybody, all the haircuts good. But I'm gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna call some other barbers too for their exposure. Mm-hmm. That shit ain't to help me cut people or get people out the way, because I'm there to cut who I want to cut anyway. Mm-hmm. How many people I want to cut. But if I can give another barber an opportunity to come get noticed, gain some more clients, then I'll do that. And then I'm gonna tag you on my page. I'm gonna tag you, hey, bro came to help me cut hair. You know what I mean? But I only do that with passionate people and people who I feel like gonna do the same shit for me.
Yes, sir. Yes,
you know what I mean? Like, we eating together.
Yes, sir.
It's too much money out here for everybody, especially in our community, our black community. If I shoot a video and you a model, I met her today. Now I got my eyes on her for my next video. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can use her for my video shoot next time. I know other models too, but I just met her. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to use her. It ain't even about, and if I got the money, I'll give it to you.
Yes, sir.
But if I don't, I'm going to let you know, and I'm going to just still let you know that we working together. This is how you're going to get something out of it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
We're going to keep pushing.
It don't matter who got the bigger following or who don't. It's a motherfucker. You might got 1,000 Instagram followers. I might not know none one of them 1,000 motherfuckers.
And now at this point,
I got 16.2, some shit like that.
Yeah, I just called 10 of your.
Now I got 16.3. If all your 1,000, you know what I'm saying, followers.
And 10 of them want to get a haircut now.
Exactly. Now I got 17,000 followers, and half of them want to get a haircut.
Yes,
just because I put you in my video. You know what I'm saying? And just because all the other rappers, Polo G, follow me. Lil Osama, all these other Chicago rappers follow me. Then they gonna look at you like, man, let me get the girl that was in Black Mike video. Right. That's what calls working. That's what called working together. But that ain't how we wanna, that ain't how we do in Chicago. I ain't even talking about other cities and states. I'm talking about Chicago. We don't even rock like that how we should. You know what I'm saying? And we should.
What's crazy is you would think New York is like that too, but New York actually come together. You a New York hood, you have a Mexican nigga, a Chinese nigga, a white nigga, and they all be tight as hell.
Yeah.
In Chicago,
that's because they diverse too in different cultures, and Chicago, we segregated. Black people right here, Mexicans over there, Chinese people over here. What you call the Africans. They got their own community up north. You know what I mean? But it's designed like that though.
Segregation is the thing. I think it goes with the fact that we are the most powerful people. And Chicago is like the center for black people. Yeah. The Great Migration to do history or whatever. It was a little nerd in school once in blue.
I know a little bit about it. Yeah.
The Great Migration, everybody was trying to go to Canada because niggas was trying to get away from slavery. Mm-hmm. But they stopped in Chicago, and then we planted our feet in Chicago. Right. And that's why Chicago is the way it is. That's why we influence the whole world, because Chicago is black people. Right. Black people are the strongest, and the powers that be.
We come from the originals, like
the original
Capone and the Harold Washington and all them type. We
real
come from real strength.
It take a lot for a motherfucker. Niggas ain't had cars back in the day.
And
along
the way we lost. Along the way we lost that shit though, bro. Yeah. Along the way we lost it.
Some of us.
And that's why
Yeah.
you
Some of
gotta find your tribe.
Yeah.
You are one of the ones that wasn't lost. I feel like me, I'm the one of the ones who wasn't lost. A lot of times we gotta find ourselves, we gotta get back to that because there's a lot of things that's clouding our view, but I think you are one of you're exuding it right now, but being 12 years old, changing your whole life. Mm-hmm. That one moment at 12 created what your son will be later. Facts. And what his son will be.
Facts.
So yeah, we did lose a lot along the way, but here we go, we got Black Mike.
And I feel like that's my goal too, like my son is the next generation. You know what I'm saying? He the next generation. And if we don't focus on how they think now and give them a different mindset and not even just that, we got to pave the way for them. You know what I mean? Like, don't give it to them, but give it to them, if that makes sense. Like, I give my son everything he asks for. When we go to Walmart, and nigga, hey, can I get this toy? That toy $30, $40. I know he finna break this motherfucker in 3 days, but I buy it anyway. But guess what? I make his ass sweep at the barbershop too.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? And I explain to him why I'm making him sweep at the fucking barbershop. You know what I mean? Just little shit like that. Like, you know who's trending right now? 50 Cent son? Mm-hmm. Goofy.
Oh, yeah.
He's a fucking goofy. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's that shit just, it kind of hurt my heart for 50. You know what I mean? Because here it is, you paid the way for your kid. You went through all the street shit, then they lost your life. Now you a billionaire. Now you trying to give your son, even though you probably gave him everything he needed as a child, he's a child then. You know what I mean? He's a kid then. He ain't working then. He can't work then. But now when you reach a certain age, you try to instill in him work ethic. Nigga, you can make your own millions right now. You don't need your daddy. You can, because what happened when I'm gone? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it's a sense of entitlement that everybody feel like they got when they got somebody that's, whether it's their father, whether it's their cousins or uncles that got money. It's a sense of entitlement that everybody feel like they have. And I ain't finna raise my son like that. And a lot of these kids, nowadays, they have a sense of entitlement because they never had shit too, though. You know what I mean? So a lot of them had a mindset that I got $1 million right now for a record deal. I'm supposed to have this. No, you ain't. It's a blessing that you got it. You ain't supposed to have it. It's a blessing that you got it. So utilize it in the right way. You know what I mean? And don't take it for granted. You know what I mean? Just use it to your advantage.
Yeah, entitlement definitely is running rampant right now. We live in the instant gratification world, a microwave era. Yeah. So with with everything, the music, the fame, the money. Back in the day, we had to hustle to get money. You had to take your time, even though that was a quick hustle too. Yeah. But you had to hustle to get money. It was slower than it is now. Nowadays, you boop, 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 few buttons and you got 100 racks.
Exactly. I say that in the rap. I say that in a bunch of my music too, though. Like, it was the hustling is different back in the day. You know what I mean? So you really ain't hustling nowadays. You not. You really. You got knowledge. You got information. But you ain't hustling. Like,
if the shit hit the fan, what you gonna do now? Type of the whole time I love the kids that they actually able to come up like that.
Me too. Like that. It's safer.
Definitely safer.
The police ain't on you as much, and niggas ain't on you as much. Like yeah. You know, we used to have to stand on blocks. I done did all nighters before.
Just instead of 2, 3 in the morning.
80 night was just staying. I get out there at 8 in the morning.
80 night just staying.
I get out there at 8 in the morning and leave at 6 o'clock the next morning.
Yes, sir.
Type shit. We sitting on the porch. You know what I'm saying? You making money though.
It was worth it like that though.
Yeah.
It used to be kids before 1 p.m. $600 in your pocket. Yeah. Right, that same $600 right now, that's like $2,000 right now.
Yeah, it ain't shit. We wasn't wearing designers. We wasn't wearing $200-$300 t-shirts then. You know what I mean? Like, it's a difference. You know, it's a difference.
Why we ain't heard no music from you? It's been a little minute.
I'm just building up. I got a bunch of songs, like a whole.
So you still making music?
Yeah, I'm still making music. Yeah, I'm just on some build up type shit, and I'm really focusing on my son a little more too. You know, a lot of people, I don't know what it is, but like, I rap about cutting hair for the most part. For the most part, it's gonna always be a reference about cutting hair or something, and people just now starting to grasp that because of TikTok. You know, barbers got, they'll post their picture and now it's another nigga that's rapping about the haircut over the TikTok. You know the sound. I was doing that shit 6-7 years ago.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I was doing it 6, 7 years ago before TikTok. I got a whole bunch of that shit. It's just with me, I like to strategically do stuff. You know what I mean? And in a sense that may be my problem. I don't know. Y'all can tell me if it is or not. But I like to strategically do stuff. I don't like to just put stuff out. You know what I mean?
No, I think that
I
works.
like to strategically do it. But then sometimes you might have a nigga that might come. He might be putting stuff out right now. And he might be known as the founder or the... But that's because I fell back. You know what I'm saying? Or I took my time. Which really don't make a difference. I don't care who get the name for making Barber music. But... yeah, I'm just falling back, you know, just for a second.
That brings me to my next, one of my questions, because you just brought up something key, and I was gonna say it too. A lot of times you can start something, but you don't get the notoriety from it. Who do you think is most influential from Chicago? Chief Keef.
Chief Keef. You ain't gotta say whoever else. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody else.
No, Chief Keef. And I was locked up all them times, and I'm gonna give you a reason why. I know. I was in the penitentiary when all this drill shit came about, right? And we didn't even have radios. We had radios. Some select people had radios. And it was select stations. It wasn't 92. You couldn't go on 92.3. You know what I'm saying? You had to go on whatever town I was at 5, 6 hours away. Mm-hmm. You had to go on a hip-hop station town. And they didn't play everything. But the moment I was locked up and Don't Like came out... Man,
that shit was everywhere.
That shit was like, and then Ye did the remix, and you know what I'm saying? Like, remixes. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Everybody was remixing that shit. I said, damn, this shit even got an impact in jail. To the people who, not the people who just got there, you know what I'm saying? To the people who been there, it's an impact.
Yeah, you was locked up at the most pivotal time in Chicago music.
2007, 2014.
That's crazy. Yeah,
I wasn't even around. I don't know nothing about. I don't know nothing about none of that shit until I came home. I didn't know nothing about no Tay 600. I grew up in Parkway Gardens. I know Chief Keef mama. I know, all the older people from Parkway Gardens that, that ran in that area. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because I lived in there and I graduated from the elementary school right there. But I didn't know nothing about none of these young rappers. Because we wasn't able to get that type of shit in jail. You know what I'm saying? In prison, rather. In county, they probably got it and knew about it. But once you get to prison and you doing time and you living now, this is where this is your residency now. I didn't know nothing about none of them until I came home. And I got in tune with a lot of them through their older people. You know what I mean? The people that's my age. Yeah. I got them about 10 years, 10 plus years, some of them. So they put me in tune with them. Vaughn, rest in peace, I knew Vaughn. All his older guy, homies was my people. You know what I'm saying?
I never got a chance to meet Shorty, but from what I peeped on the internet and from what people always tell me, one of the brothers.
Yeah, see, I only met him a couple times. You know what I'm saying? I only really met him, and then it wasn't even a couple. It was once actually. One of his people from Parkway, one of my older guys, Big Double, that's my man. His birthday party. I be promoting parties too. So I promoted a party for him and Vaughn slid through. That was my only time ever meeting him. And after that, he got killed. But my boy was Slutty too. Rest in peace, Slutty. Slutty is the guy who got killed with Vaughn. He gave me my name, Black Mike. They gave me my name. It was like 4 of us running together in Parkway and Shorty's. And it was 4 mics. And right, it was 4 mics. And he gave me your name, Black Mike. You know what I'm saying? That he was the one who gave me that name. So that's how far I go back. You know what I'm saying? Slutty was way older than me. You know
I just had a conversation with Crunchy Black, and coincidentally the same thing. How he we was in the projects, and both of us named Black. We both can't keep coming to the window when niggas call him Black.
So he had to come with a Crunchy.
Yeah. He said, "Nigga, you Black."
I know, bro, too. I know, bro. His manager Beats, Uncle Beats.
Yeah,
my man. Uncle Beats, my boy. Yeah. I know a lot of people who just fuck with this barber shit, bro. And that's what I try to explain to other barbers who I try to educate them. We don't got a retirement plan. We don't got a 401k. We don't got none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So you have to go into this game as a young barber. If you're watching this, you got to go into this game with a plan, a long-term plan. And my long-term plan was to always just build relationships and be a genuine dude like I am. You know what I'm saying?
Just be yourself.
And gain from it. You feel me? It's nothing wrong with gaining from giving a service, and then that service going further than just a haircut. My highest haircut I ever my highest money I ever made for a haircut was $10,000.
For one cut?
One haircut.
You just want to spray.
My dead daddy, right hand up the guy.
You just inspired you just inspired me.
I got $10K for one haircut.
Who the hell was that?
I ain't gonna tell you.
Can't tell me?
Mm-mm. He my man's though. You can put 2 and 2 together through the interview, but I told you he my man's. You feel me? Like I told you he
real. Enough said.
Yeah, and that ain't even. I don't want to name drop. I just want to inspire. You know what I mean? Like anything I ever say or do when it comes to cutting hair, it's for inspiration. It ain't to name drop. It ain't to cloud up. It ain't to none of that shit. I've been on private jets. You know what I'm saying? For a haircut, the finest hotels for a haircut. You know what I mean? Yes. Some shit that started at $5.
Yes,
and 12. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. So. I did want to clear that one part up. I was gonna say Chief Keef or King Louis. You instantly keeped out.
Yeah, that ain't no knock to Louis. Louis that nigga too though. Even though I ain't know him neither. You know what I'm saying? He came up during that era.
I asked everybody because he actually, well, not him per se. Pac-Man, his homie Pac-Man, started his real music.
Doe, my boy, his manager Doe.
Yes, sir. Man. Yes, sir. Yeah. Eastside. But I asked because he pushed that, and he the one who made it so influential in the city. Like the city gravitated towards what he is. Like to keep it funky, a lot of the little homies, the Keefs, the Dirks, and all them, kind of emulated what he was doing.
Fact.
And
he the pioneer. He the pioneer.
He the pioneer who don't get the love worldwide. Don't nobody even know who he is worldwide.
Who?
Louis.
I think you still talking about Keef.
No.
I think with Keef, and this ain't to take nothing from his talent because he definitely, do what he do, how he do it, and in his own way. But I think the controversy made him bigger too. You know what I mean? Like, being banned out of Chicago, they stopping his shows, and he ain't even at the show, and they canceling the shows. You know what I mean? Like, I think that controversy plays a big part in the build of your success sometimes, and it plays a big part of the fall of your success too. So that's why I feel like Keith probably, overshadowed a lot of people that probably should be up there with him, but he overshadowed a lot of them because the controversy. And I don't feel like it was purposely. He ain't do it purposely. You know what I mean?
Kid, I think he aimed at building the police, inside the police, something like that. Yeah, and it all just download effect down.
Yeah, I was locked up. That shit wasn't in magazines.
No, so you have brought up something as far as you did you did the Barber music way before. You did 6-7 years ago. Mm-hmm. Now you got somebody popping off of it, and I'm thinking like, okay, you're a pioneer to it, and it made me revert to the King Louis Keith question because it's like, okay. Louis and them actually the ones who started drill, but Keith get the money, the love, or the worldwide notoriety off of it.
I don't know who started it actually. I don't know if it was Chief Keef or Louis, but
no, it was Louis and them. It was he made a CD called Illuminati. It was that time. It was him. It was their whole situation. I'm not gonna say him per se, but it was Pac-Man, which is his own.
Okay.
Who's dead now. Rest in peace to the young man. And it just went from there. And all the phrases that he was using, that they was using in his rap, all them, the Keefs and the Herds started using, the member and all that, the smoking dope, rude boy, that all was within his rap.
And like I said, that should just be an inspiration. It don't be like stealing or nothing. It just be like, you inspired me to go this route. You know what I mean?
And on top of that,
in the end though, it don't really matter who comes out on top, though. I feel like long as you benefiting off of it, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people be worried about who the pioneer, who did it first, or who on top, or who, you know what I mean? Like I don't feel like that shouldn't even matter.
Facts. Y'all know how I'm coming.